How you been
Oh,
anyway?
good man. Well, like everyone else, really.
Until like everyone
Like,
else.
like, like, I saw the one with Jojo yesterday. It was really funny. But exactly everything he said, really. Like, just what do you want to do? Like, we definitely probably gonna be the last people to work. So
Yeah.
there's
Definitely.
there's
Like, clubbing's gonna be the last thing back.
there's nothing we can do. So and then and then you don't know. Like some if you start listening and reading what everyone says, like it can open in a month, but it can open also next year. So you don't know. Like, no one
Mm.
knows. So
Well, how you been keeping yourself busy during quarantine? What you been doing?
uh, a lot of things, but music really, which is a bit weird. Yeah, like so obviously I didn't stay in London for the quarantine lockdown
Yeah.
because I have a dog and stuff, and I have a flat in London, and I saw went to be in the countryside, so we came here to my girlfriend's house in the countryside. So it's way better because you can just like go and walk around and stuff,
Just chill.
which you could, yeah. But yeah, we just keep busy like DIY and shit like that. But
You taking up
just
new hobbies now.
yeah, I mean it's
You're
yeah,
taking you're
yeah,
taking up new
yeah,
hobbies,
yeah,
bro. Have you been
yeah, new
cooking?
skill. Yeah, so much. Like just like new skills, you know. It's just like yeah, because I thought of this a lot, and like I actually bought some Pioneer stuff to DJ, but like I've actually never owned like a piece of equipment before this.
Okay.
So I mean, I don't, and I asked, that's probably something that I need to work on. Is I need more content. I don't do enough content, but like I don't see myself just plugging everything and starting playing bangers. Like I really struggle to do this. I can't play it for. I need people in front of me. Basically, I don't know how to explain,
Mm.
but I very struggle with the energy. I don't seem. When I'm home, I don't listen to what I DJ in club. Basically,
So what do you listen
so
to at
it's
home then?
like a lot of more cool stuff, more chilled. But I'm preparing like some sort of like playlist mix out of like a lot of chill songs, like summary
Yeah.
songs. Um, I've got one which is gonna be on London artists, but
So
yeah, like
you don't have any equipment, so what you literally all you do is just turn up to the club with the laptop and what you got? Serato
I
boxes
don't,
or
I'm on USBs,
USBs? Okay.
so that already like. I mean, when I'm in the club and you've got all the American DJs are coming and they see me on USBs, they're like, what's this? Like, do you know what I mean? They're like, what?
Old school, man.
Yeah, I mean, I was on Serato before moving to London,
Yeah.
and then when I came here, it was like, because at first I didn't start doing nights by myself, so there
Mm.
was always someone before me, and then or someone with me, and then when you arrive with your laptop and there's another DJ with a laptop, and it's been always a mess.
So do
So
you prefer USB anyway, like in terms of
yeah,
mixing wise?
I started using USBs, and then I really liked it, and I never moved from it since then. I'm like Scotty.
Everyone's
I'm like,
asking. I've already got questions about Jamie Foxx. I was gonna come on to that time later. But
yeah,
yeah, so
that was epic.
so going to your career now. So like, take me through your journey. How did everything start for you?
Very different than probably like everyone else like around like all the people that you've interviewed. Like I've basically I'm from Corsica, so
Yeah.
a small island like in the Mediterranean, and so there's not very a big club scene. There's not very big music culture scene. It's a very small island, 300,000 people living on it. You get the idea. So I started just doing it for fun. Very interested into it since I was quite young. So I was like 16, 17. I was like stuck behind the DJ booth when
Yeah.
going out, like instead of partying, really. And I started doing it like that. I was like sort of helping like small summer club doing the lights, and then taking over when the DJ wasn't there. Even though I never had any equipment, I literally learned there really on it really.
Okay.
And yeah, I started DJing there in the winter. So you got the winter time and the summertime. Sometimes it gets very busy with tourists. And I started DJing in the winter for a school bar for like people that were way older than me. So
Mhm.
I've really like improved a lot of my my musical knowledge there because I was playing everything. I was playing soul, funk, hip hop, rock, everything.
Yeah.
But very like back catalog stuff and like very like independent stuff. So it was very cool. And from then I got a job in a very big club in the south of the island, which is a big summer club, international club of
Yeah.
like 3,000 people.
Okay.
A very big club. And so yeah, they open June to September basically, and they book like all the biggest like international artists. So I get I get the job there to DJ. So the club is massive. When you come in, you got a restaurant.
Yeah.
So I was DJing inside the restaurant, doing like some sort of lounge playlist,
Okay.
And but for me, I hated like the lounge term was like music that you hear in the lift, Like, I hated that. So I was really mixing up things, and I already started there, like DJing a lot of like I was DJing some like Frank Ocean stuff, The
So what?
Weeknd.
Yeah. So what type of music did you grow up to and start DJing to?
My my passion of music and DJing came with I'd say the second wave of the French Dutch house music.
Okay.
So all the like Daft Punk, Justice, all the what I mean, like all this vibe there. So I was very into this all the electro house
Yeah.
and all that house. So when I moved to London, I was mainly a house DJ really.
Okay.
So when I was to that big club, I was always into the hip hop culture with the clothes and everything, but never DJ. For me, the club music was house.
Yeah.
I listened to hip hop in my car, in my house, but for me, the club was like Master at Work, Kerry Chandler, like very like house music. And I started then when I was doing the lounge playing like I remember it was like the Take Care album for Drake, so I started playing like back catalog song from this album, The Weeknd, Frank Ocean, and I really enjoyed him. And then so I was doing the lounge my first year, 2012, and
Yeah.
obviously my set was finishing around 2 o'clock, and then the club was going on from 2 till 6.
Yeah.
But then I wasn't just gonna go. I was there. I wasn't just gonna go to bed. I was staying there every night. So every night you had like all the biggest like EDM artists. Like we had like Swedish House Mafia, David Guetta, Bob Sinclair, everyone. And yeah, I remember like one of the resident DJ there was already a guy that was very like in the London West End scene.
Yeah.
French guy that was working in the London scene. He was DJing at the Movida at the time, Circle Soir already. And that club that I was DJing had a contract with Circle Soir.
Okay.
So Circle Soir was coming like once in a month, I think, something like that. And so that's how I started being friends with everyone there, like with the resident DJ there, and obviously the resident DJ of the club I was DJing plus the resident DJ of Circle Soir. They were both French. And so that my first year was in 2012, and in between the two seasons in the winter, I started going to London once a month.
Okay.
But like I was paying my own tickets and stuff, and like it was very expensive because obviously like where I'm from, there's no direct flight. You have to fly to France, then fly to London. So I was going once a month with that guy that was the resident DJ at that club, Dove. Yeah, I started going to Cirque. So I went Cirque like winter the winter between 2012 2013, and that was like at that time Cirque in London was like on a Monday was like the biggest party ever. Like it was like from 1 o'clock till 3 o'clock it was giant bottle show every 5 minutes. It was just, like it would be a club you would have like Rick Ross just popping in like that, like taking the mic and starting singing. You'd be like, whoa, what's going on? Like so
yeah, Cirque is one of those clubs where it's just a madness. Like it's just mad.
I was very impressed. I was like, wow, this is crazy. And obviously, like I saw this guy that was like DJing on USBs or so, and like spinning so many hip hop tunes, and I was like, wow, this is actually sick. Like actually, like that's probably the first time I was like, I really like this. And so yeah, I did my second season at the summer club.
Yeah.
And there like, a lot of things like basically like the big resident DJ would tell me like you will have parties with like LMFAO and stuff like that. And when they finish their set at probably 4:30, but the club is still packed 3,000 people. And a lot of time the guy would tell me, okay, when they finish, you taking over. So I ended up DJing after guys like Bob Sinclair, like Martin Solveig, like guys like that, which was amazing to learn a lot how to vibe with a crowd and stuff, because it's the hardest time when the headliners go away and you start after him. It's like you can't do like one mistake. If you do one mistake, everyone's out. Everyone's looking at you like nah. So yeah, that was very like I learned a lot then. I learned a lot of things about DJing.
So from
time.
you doing the monthly Cirque du Soir stuff, that's how you kind
No, but
of got into
I wasn't DJing though. I was just like visiting. I was like, wow, I was just like a kid.
So how did you start DJing? How did you start DJing there?
So basically, in that second season, the resident DJ from Cirque du Soir was coming every month in other club I was DJing, and he said to me, "Look, like I'm gonna have a spare room I really wanted to go to London, to live in London.
Yeah.
It was like, look, I'm gonna have a spare room, and if you want to take it, you have to take it now. Like, I remember he had a spare room in like it was very central. It was like in Baker Street, London, and I had to basically to take it in June, when my season in the summer club was starting. So basically, I took the flat and I paid June, July, August, September of the rent.
Yeah.
Every month without being there. And then I moved to London on the 1st of October, 2013. Okay. So I moved in London. I had literally no money at all, because all my money that I made in the summer went into the rent.
Okay.
So that was tough. And then obviously the thing that really helped me is that I moved in a house with like 2 other DJs that were really like into the West End scene. So that really, really helped me, because obviously as I was coming, they were like creating new parties and stuff. So for me, it was like...
So that's kind of how you got into the West End scene, which was like just connections and...
Yeah, oh yeah, 100%. That really, really helped me. I always say I'm so lucky. I was so lucky about this, to connect with the right people that really, really helped me.
Yeah.
Because otherwise I would have no chance, because I can't just come in London and be like, hi, I've been DJing in this summer club, like, let me play. They would have just looked at me and be like, well, we don't know what that is like. So yeah, I started doing like, I remember like he was booking me sometimes like a Friday at Cirque du Soir, and then sometimes a Saturday, and I started doing every Saturdays at the Cuckoo Club.
Yeah.
And that was dope, because I did it for like almost 2 years.
Okay.
Saturday. And and when I moved to London, it opened my eyes about a lot of like music thing, because obviously where I'm from, as I said, there's no a big music culture. There's not that many things. So when I arrived here, I started going to a lot of like house and techno raves, like listening a lot, buying a lot of vinyls and stuff like that. And that spirit that I had of being like, oh yeah, clubs should be house. It sort of took me over of what I was meant to do, and I started really like hating playing hip hop in clubs.
Yeah.
That was like 2015. I really, really didn't enjoy it at all. So I started like trying to do a very like underground house party in West End. So I was going out in like half-baked parties and stuff on Sunday in East London, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna try and do this in West End, which is the most stupid idea ever.
I was gonna say, did that work? Like...
No, it didn't work at all. I've lost time, energy, money. Just like it was the worst idea ever. Because at that time, that was people doing deep house party in West End, but it wasn't real deep house party. It was just like people that knew a lot of rich spenders that would just bring there, so they got booked to DJ. It wasn't for the music really.
Yeah.
It wasn't for the thing of like, oh, I'm gonna take drugs and pretend I love house music, which for me is not. Well, I never took drugs. Like I just love the music, you know. So
when did you start kind of getting passed around the different clubs then? Like, when did you start doing Tape and Rain and...
So basically, I think it was 2000 2016.
Mm-hmm.
So by that time I was trying to do the house party. I still had my Monday residency at Circle Soir because the resident DJ had the Money Club in Mykonos.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
he really it was very nice to leave it to me. And I was still DJing house because Circle Monday before was like house music from 11 to 1.
Yeah.
And then from 1 to the end, it was hard hip hop. So I was still doing the house and stuff. But it wasn't working. I was like, it wasn't working at all. And then I ended up having only that gig really because the other club wouldn't book me because obviously I was really trying to play some house when everyone wanted hip hop. But which was weird because I would still listen a couple of hip hop tunes at home, but not what the club was offering. And then at that time, 2016, a lot of new hip hop came out.
Yeah.
And I really, really, really enjoyed all the new movement, the sort of SoundCloud rappers, because like back in 2012, when I tried to really like improve my musical knowledge, I was hunting on SoundCloud. Back when SoundCloud wasn't made to hunt new music, I was always on it.
Okay.
But I really love that wave of the SoundCloud rappers and all of that. And I remember this promoter when Tape Open had a Thursday night party at Tape on a Thursday. Now it's not even open on a Thursday. And he was like, "Look, I want to book you there." And at that time I had no gigs, and I was like, "You know what? I'm gonna go with this. Like I'm gonna give it a go."
Get thrown in the deep end.
And I'm gonna give it a go. And then I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I really, really enjoyed it. And from then on, it just took over because I started doing so many. Because I got lucky. Like, I started doing gigs where I ended up at the right place at the right time. Like, I was DJing on a Monday at Cirque, and then all of a sudden they booked Travis Scott, and he doesn't have the DJ, so I'm DJing tunes for Travis Scott, then Post Malone, then Tape start to really get big, and they have Drake, like they have Migos, like I DJ nights where I'm DJing, and then all of a sudden Skepta comes in the club, DJing the after party. It's a bit of like being in the right place at the right time, but at the same time I was really enjoying it. So
yeah,
I guess there was these two, and yeah, since then it just took over, and then since then I didn't have time to do house.
Do you ever get worried about your residencies being taken or your sets being taken?
Well, I guess you get worried about this on a general time because you can be in and out very quick, really.
Yeah.
But then these are very special time. Like you can't really guess because a lot of clubs are probably gonna play safe when things are reopening. Maybe some won't. Maybe some will gonna want some to change everything.
Do you think the West End in particular are just gonna be safe with it?
I guess so because West End they have each club has their own customers. Like me I've been doing the Tuesdays at Tape for almost 3 years now, and now every Tuesday there's a lot of customers that I actually personally know them because seeing them, I do Monday night at Cirque and Tuesday night at Tape, and a lot of big customers come from the Monday and the Tuesday, so they're sort of like you kind of get friends after with them. So what I'm saying is that they have their customers that know the DJ, they know all the waiters. Like I don't think they're gonna do like a turnover.
See, I wish I had that money that I was well known in Tape. Like, I don't even think I could get into Tape right now. Like I gotta wait another 10 years for that to get a bottle show there, man.
It's like these things are ridiculous.
Like, what do you think of that? The whole pricing situation of West End, like. Do you see yourself ever going to, like, not DJing, just ever going to Tape buying bottles there? Do you ever see yourself doing that?
Nah. No, because it's not what I like. It's not what I would do.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't mind going if I go to. I mean, people say the pricing. Yeah, it's very expensive. But if you go to a club in Ibiza, and then if you go to High, a bottle of water is 30 euros or something like that.
Yes, 12, 30, 20, something like that.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's as ridiculous as this. So I mean, after you see people that got just
I
that
mean,
got no.
after this period, I'm a bit scared to go into the West End, bro. Like, I'm like, how much are they gonna charge now? Are they gonna have to reduce it, or are they gonna
I've
go
I've
more expensive?
I've actually thought of this. I don't know because they can't just play silly and be now we're gonna charge tons of money,
Mm.
but at the same time they can't charge nothing either.
But the
I
thing is,
think
what I was saying to Jojo as well, like you see, like obviously tape, yeah, their
Jojo knows a
clientele,
lot. Jojo does a lot about money,
but like, yeah, but like I said, like the clientele for tape, right, is a lot of footballers, the Arabics, Russians, blah blah
Mm.
blah. So are these lot actually gonna come back? That's the thing after this period.
Well, ultimately, everyone wants to go to clubs.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, a lot of people want to go out. That's that's it will always be like that. This
Mm.
is not clubs won't close because of this, and if they close, they're gonna reopen in another name and other people, bro. They will still be there
Yeah.
because you never stop people to go and party. West End is a scene we all know what scene it is. It's a lot of big spenders and all of that, but it's it's like that in a lot of places. But I guess that no, these people will come back. They will come back
Well, you hope
because
so. You hope so.
yeah, definitely. No, I mean I've seen like now I've been DJing in Western for almost 7 years. So
Yeah.
like you, I've seen people that I was seeing coming before spending a lot of money that don't do it anymore. But then their place being taken over by some other people. You
Mm.
see you see waves of them too. It's like everything. The people that are gonna say, "Oh, I'm not coming anymore." There's gonna be someone that gonna come and is gonna do the work too. So it's like for everything. No one is unreplaceable, basically.
So, in your opinion, what makes a good DJ?
Um, I'd say 80% is the selection,
Hmm.
mostly in clubs like this. Mostly in clubs like this. After you got so many layers and so many like different type of jobs inside the inside of the being a DJ because you've got you've got headliners, whether if they're DJ house or techno or EDM or hip hop
Yeah.
or whatever, that get booked for festival to DJ an hour.
Hmm.
So you don't do selection for an hour. You don't go an hour and read the crowd. It's impossible.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you got a pre-selection there that you just play what you want to play, and because you got this song and this song, then you've got the sort of club residencies where you DJ from 11 to 3, and then that's a that's a different job. That's a totally different job. It's that you got to read the people. You got to take them where you want, but
Mm.
then you got to also play stuff for you that you or not ultimately for you, but for like them to discover. Or you've heard something, oh, I like that song. I'm gonna play, see if people react to it.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of layer to it. Like me, as I always say to like when I travel with other DJs in the West End and stuff, I'm weird. Like I, I'm different because I wasn't a hip hop DJ, as I said. So I don't even know how to scratch.
Yeah.
I don't scratch. But what I've figured out is that I don't know if it's a London stuff or I think it's for me it's a London stuff. Is that people here in
No one
clubs,
cares. No one cares.
no one cares, and furthermore, they'll probably get annoyed
Yeah.
of of a DJ that just scratches on top of a track every
Mm.
time.
Yeah,
Like
definitely, because
that,
it ruins the flow, right? Like,
and
unless you're very good and you got a routine that makes it good in the club,
yeah, no,
then
you can have routines, but don't do it every two tracks. Don't do a
yeah,
routine.
yeah, yeah.
Do one, two in the night. But even then, to some people won't even you will get your own routine, your own
Mm.
wordplay or something. But some people might even not, unless it's very obvious,
They might
they
not even
won't get it.
realize it. Yeah.
They won't get it. The way you bring it, and
Sorry,
by that
bro.
I don't mean the technique. I mean, can you hear
Sorry,
me?
sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's fine. Yeah, sorry.
And the way you bring it, I mean, like I don't mean the way you DJ, but the way like there's tracks that will do more damage when they
Yeah.
play at 2 a.m. than when they play out 1 a.m. or something like that. So that's what you need to know. And they need to read the crowd, obviously. But that's like, you can't teach this. You can't go to a school to read a crowd. You can go to school or whatever. You can teach yourself in your room to beat match or to scratch or something. But you can't
So
teach how to
do you prefer the
read a crowd.
residencies or the guest slots? So the 1 hour or 2 hour slots?
No. I hate any 1 hour slow. I never do that.
Mm.
It's just it's pointless. It's just like there's no point to it.
Yeah.
Right. I love I grew up and I learned DJing on warm-ups. For me, warm-ups is like, it's amazing. And even still now, when I go to DJ at Cirque and I go to DJ at Tape, my favorite bit is the warm-up.
Yeah.
I do my own warm-up, but I love, like, because the warm-up is the time that you can actually, I play a lot of new stuff. Like the warm-up is the time that I'm gonna play a couple of tracks that when I'm gonna play, I know that in 2 months time I'm gonna play them peak time.
Yeah. So you kind of tease it there. So like if people are
100%.
reacting to it, you'd be like, okay, I'm playing this next week then on the prime time set.
Yeah, and you can also please yourself, play stuff that you've heard that the day before and you loved. You can play, like, you can please a couple of customers that you know what they like.
Yeah.
And you can build also. You can like, you put the foundation of what you're gonna do, really. And that's so important, and it's so interesting to do. It's like building a house, you know.
So I'm gonna ask you this as well. Do you think that the bottle kind of services and everything like that take away the passion and love for the music in a club? And what's your kind of take on the whole bottle service thing? You know, when people ask for this request during the service or whatever.
Well, this again, you can see it 2 ways. You can still go to parties where you're gonna hear the music that is played, for example, on a Tuesday at Tape, which is all the new hip hop and all of that.
Yeah.
You can go to a party like that, probably in East London or something, where you're just gonna pay your, I don't know, like 15 pound ticket, or 20 pounds ticket entry, and then that's it. You don't have to spend bottles, or there's no tables or things like that. But then the West End is always been like that, and you always be, because it's that's what the customers want. They're in central London, you know, they want to park their big Mercedes car or their Ferrari or whatever outside the club. It's the whole atmosphere. It's a whole experience, you know. It's a lot of things together. It's like the thing of, oh wow, I'm on a table, and then table next to me there's this celebrity or this footballer, or then that's it. Then the bottle show is me. I moved to London in 2013, and straight away I was thrown into Cirque Le Soir, and at that time 2013, Cirque Le Soir, trust me, past 1 o'clock.
I heard that the bottle shows back then were better than this. Like than nowadays, more people were buying bottles back then.
Bro, past 1 o'clock,
yeah.
from 1 to 2:30, I will probably do 25 bottle show.
Was it 25?
It was 20. It was ridiculous. It was like you have like the waiter waving the sparkler to you, like, shh, go on, next track, bam, 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 and then yeah, often they would choose a track.
Do you like that, or do you get annoyed with that?
I've learned how to not caring, really, like, because as long as there's let's say, I mean, often it's decent. Often it's a decent hip hop song. Right now, for example, on a Tuesday night at Tape, I know it's all the Lil Babies, Gunna, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Then you get the odd one. You get like one Arabic song or whatever. But if I play an Arabic song and then there's 20 bottles that go across the room with sparklers on, people understand that it's for the bottles. They're not gonna stare at you and be like, oh, what the hell are you doing? So from that point of view, it's just, there's no problem for me. But as long as, and often this is what happened, like sometimes I've got waiters coming and saying, look, I've got this big client, he spent this and this amount of money, can you play this Arabic song or whatever? I'm like, look, like, go in the kitchen, take 5 bottles,
Yeah.
like do a fake show, but at least it won't ruin the mood of the night because people know it's a show. They know it's not gonna last long,
Yeah.
and I'm not look like an idiot. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-mm.
So that's the only thing. But then no, I've learned how to like. Obviously, I don't have a laptop, so I've got like I plug my phone
Oh no. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
in the USB port of the mixer. You know,
Yeah.
so I just play like that. And I'm like, yeah, I'm just like, I mean, at the end of the day, I've learned how to not being too bothered about it. Then after you just have to like be like put your rules to it. You know, sometimes you got
Mm.
PRs that are in a club with their girls, and they're only there. They're PR. They're here to bring people, and
Yeah.
you do them like some bottle shows or some fake bottle shows or whatever, and start choosing the most random song at a very important time of the night, and you're like, nah.
So how do you kind of feel about there's like there's kind of the same DJs that play at the same venues? Do you think it's good because there's only a small number of you, or would you like to see new people come in? Or
Well, there is a lot of people that come and go. There is a lot. I've seen a lot of people getting their entry ticket to the West End in terms of DJing and not making it.
yeah,
So there is more than everyone says and everyone thinks. That people that come and have their go and then clubs decide. Then I think there is a lot of clubs and a lot of night for a lot of DJ to have their residencies.
yeah,
But then after that, when a DJ gets his residency, when it's a very good one,
mm.
you just gotta like probably gonna do everything to keep it, you know.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
like
definitely.
it's natural and normal. Like I've been lucky. I've been DJ now. I've had that the Cirque. I've been doing Cirque Mondays for like 5 years,
Yeah.
and tape for I think 3 years, something like that. Then I've got other residencies on the weekend and stuff.
Do you ever get bored, or is that like those places for you that you never get bored at?
No, I never get bored of it because it's always different. Then you can't. People would say, "Oh yeah, but you can't DJ all the time the same song." So like, there's songs that you're gonna have to play every week.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it. But then there's always stuff that you can change, always a little bit. You don't have to change that. You don't have to play a totally different set. Like people that say to you this, they're full of shit because you can't. Like if you go 5 residencies per week in a West End, it's gonna be hard for you to like work out totally different playlists for the next week.
Yeah,
For
definitely.
five different nights. So
Big up Carter
but
inside as well. Carter in the
Tata is
building.
it?
Yeah.
Yes. No, it's like so obviously like what you should do is like probably adapt playlist to where you play.
Yeah.
Because I can't play what I'm playing on a Monday, on a Tuesday, I'd say, but so I can't play on a weekend night. There's no way. So you just gotta adapt, and that's for me. That's the way it doesn't get boring because every gig is different, really. Every club is different. But then after you go also the fact of like you get guests when you get like a big guest change the whole night.
Yeah.
So it's hard to get boring. And if it was boring, I wouldn't do it that much.
So we're
I've
gonna
always
get
got
onto the meaty topics. Be careful what you say here, in case your residencies
Oh
get taken.
God.
Okay, so we'll jump straight in. So best club in West End you've DJ'd at?
You're throwing me that. I can't choose.
You can choose.
Well, when you say best club, I've
Yeah,
DJ.
no, yeah.
It's no, see, because they're all as
Okay,
I just
right.
said.
So give one for atmosphere, right? One for atmosphere, one for all round everything, and then one for just I don't know, like lighting and tech. I don't know. Let's just give it like that.
Oh,
So three options there.
lighting and take is tape from far. What? Nah, the sound in tape is ridiculous.
What's the sound system in tape like? Like I've never been to tape, so
bro, when they reopen, you'll come with me. It's ridiculous.
Okay, fine.
The
I'm
sound
already
is
coming
like
in the booth now. All right, cool.
the sound is incredible. It's the
Do you ever
best
get
sound
deaf like
system in
that?
West End. No, I've got earplugs. I always have
Oh, okay,
earplugs.
okay.
But
So wait, you have earplugs plus your headphones or
yeah,
earphones?
yeah,
Okay.
and I've got earplugs and then headphones. I've had earplugs like very quick when I moved to London because I was
Carter
using
goes tape. Like,
where is he? I can't see. Where is he?
can you not see
Oh
his
shit!
comment?
Is it like yeah,
He actually doesn't know how to work Instagram Live.
bro?
You don't know how to work Instagram Live,
Nah,
man.
nah, nah. I don't know, man.
You gotta do this more, man. Do a little Instagram Live when you're at tape
Oh
next.
shit! There's a lot of comments. Fuck.
You're not even looking at it.
Shit. Can you read these? Can I read them after? Or
Yeah,
I have to read
not
them now?
after. No, so what happened was, yeah, Instagram did this update where you can't read anything from the live afterwards. So you save it and that's it. But before you could save it and read the comments still. But they've ruined it.
Oh shit! People think stupid stuff, man.
This is looking like you've just realized what social media was.
I look
You're
like an
looking like a
old
little
man right
child,
now.
bro. Like, oh my god, this is.
Oh shit! There's a lot of people,
Okay,
man.
so
That's sick.
so best club for atmosphere.
Atmosphere, I'll probably say. I'll probably say Mad Dogs on a Saturday.
Okay,
Mad
I've
Dogs on
never
a
been Mad
Saturday.
Dogs either.
Mad Dogs on a Saturday is amazing.
Mm.
It's very different than any other club in West End.
Sam
It's got
Savage in the
like,
building as well.
ooh, big up Sam Savage. No,
So
it's
yeah,
very
Mad Dog.
different.
Mm.
And then, no, I probably say overall, like, yeah, Cirque and Tape are probably like quite amazing because they're
Okay,
just
and then
like,
best overall. Best overall. You gotta give one. You gotta give one.
I'll probably say Tape.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna say tape.
Like,
You just try, in case they see it. Yeah, in case they see it, they're like, okay, yeah.
no, it's true. Like, no, I'd say to any club, like, they know
He
me.
said,
They know
"Welcome to
I'm not.
technology."
It's
Alright,
too.
Sam, it's literally like teaching a baby about Instagram. Oh my god. So,
Nah,
right, I'm gonna get into this. Someone sent a question, so let's just get into this. You don't even know what this is now. Okay, would I don't know. Is that even? Oh, would you
yeah, I
like to
got it, I
open
got it,
a
I got it.
DJ school in London?
Uh, I don't think I'll be good at teaching.
You can't work social media, so no. Can you work a laptop? Can you actually work a
Nah,
laptop? Is that why you're on
nah.
USB?
No, honestly, do you know what? That's not even a joke. I'm rubbish at stuff like that. I'm not good at stuff like that.
Oh my
But
god.
no, it's true. Like, no, I think like to teach how to DJ, it's like
Yeah.
because what would you teach really?
Mm. Well, you could
Because
teach the basics of
like
DJing.
ultimately, like you can teach how to beat match, how to select a song, how to mix songs together.
Yeah.
But then, yeah, at the end of the day, it's just, you can't really like because you can know how. That's why like you've got like bedroom DJs, they'll be like the most amazing DJ in terms of technique and stuff like that.
Mm.
Then once you put them in front of a crowd, it's different,
Yeah,
It's like
definitely.
it's very, very different.
How long did it take you to kind of crowd read in the West End? Like to kind of know what they want and what they want to listen to?
Not long, not long. A couple of months, like, but to just get into it
Yeah.
and get adapted to it. Obviously, every club has its different crowd and its different vibes, and you always got to play with these. But then, yeah, the more you go, the more you do it, and the more you start to know which client likes this, like on which night you can do this and that. So it's very interesting. And then
Yeah.
obviously you get the artist night where you got to adapt to the artists. You got to be careful what you play.
Mm.
So it's even more interesting. It's very nice.
So Who's right? Let's just get into this question because I want to actually get into this question. How was the Jamie Foxx night at Tape? So basically, I watched
I
your
need to ask
story, yeah.
Carter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I watched your story and like I remember in the morning I woke up and I was going to work and I watched your story and I was like, this looks sick, right? And then when I see the story of when he followed you, I was like, oh my God, like no way, this is actually happening.
The Jamie Foxx night was actually crazy, but the Jamie Foxx, it was a series. It wasn't just one night. It was like
Yeah,
a
he
whole
went to all
season.
the yeah,
Because basically on Sunday it was at Liberty with Giorgio,
yeah,
and then on the Monday night I'm DJing at Cirque, and he pops by, but then he just jumped in the DJ booth.
mm,
We started like jamming in the DJ booth, and that was crazy because everyone rushed into the front of the DJ booth, cameras in your face and stuff.
yeah, yeah.
And so that was fun, but I mean, that was okay.
What do you mean it
But
was
the second,
okay? What you?
no, I mean, it was cool. It was cool. I mean, no, it was
This
cool. I
guy
mean, it was
acted
cool.
like, oh yeah, it's it's Jamie Foxx.
No, it was cool. It was cool. It was cool. And then, the night right after that on Tuesday,
Yeah.
I'm DJing, and then I turn my head, and he's right behind me. I'm like, yo, you again? And he's looking at me. He's like laughing. He's like, oh, what are you doing here?
Yeah, yeah.
And that happens really often with artists because artists are in London for the beginning of the week and they go out on a Monday and
Mm,
they see me and they go out on Tuesday. They're like, what? And that night was different because he went in the DJ booth and then the wet tape is made and he came in the booth really at peak time
yeah.
and that just took off. He just Carter is commenting. Carter was like him, Carter and me, and he took his I don't know if I think it was his Instagram. He took his Instagram. It was even worse than me to working it out, by the way. And he went on his live and he just put it at the front of the DJ booth at that, and it was
Yeah.
just Carter, him and me. And I was DJing Afrobeat and stuff. Because he was like, that's it, let's go. Like I'm doing the whole night with you basically.
Mm,
And then so I'm on his right and Carter's on his left. And I see Carter doing something with a phone, but I'm like, that's not Carter's phone. And he gave it back to him.
yeah.
And then he gave it back to me and he's like, yo, like put your Instagram. I'm like, that was crazy.
Carter plugged you
Yeah,
there.
no, it's Carter. It's Carter that did it. I'm not gonna lie. Carter was the man on that. And that was crazy. But I think it's and then on the Thursday
Yeah.
after that I was at Rain and I see him walking in Rain and he's looking at me, he's like, yo, you following me or something? Like, but
He's probably thinking you're like the only. He's probably thinking you're the only DJ in London.
he didn't
Like, this guy's running London.
but he didn't come into the booth that night because he had enough probably. But yeah, that was sick. That was sick actually.
So Sam goes, how much do you love song requests on a scale of 1 to 10?
I love song requests. Nah, it's peak, but it's peak. But you know what? Sometimes it happened to me a couple of times where the party goes, you don't really know, like this period where you don't know where to go sometimes, and there's a request that pops up, and that sort of save your flow sometimes because you know what, it's a bit of a reset button.
Yeah.
Because you do your request, and then boom, after that you can drop whatever you want. Mostly if it's a bit of a random song, like an anthem or Arabic song or whatever, you know that after that you can just drop a bomb, whatever BPM, whatever type of song, you're cool.
Yeah.
So that's very interesting.
So because like you travel internationally as well, and you do a lot of gigs internationally, like that must help your knowledge of music as well, like on different genres and stuff like that.
Yeah, because I know obviously like I've got a French. I'm French. I've got French nationality, so I know a lot of like French hip hop, etc.
So I'm gonna ask this one as well. Sorry, do you think French music is coming into London, like in UK scene, or do you still think it's?
Oh yeah, a lot. I'm playing so much French music.
Yeah.
Even Sam does like a lot of DJ too. But that was already there like when I first moved here. A couple of DJ were doing it, but then with like the Jaja song and all of them, That just took it to another level. Like I had like non-French artists asking me for this song. It was like
you know what? That song is like, it's like it was released yesterday. You get me? Like it's been played for the last 2 years. What's 2018 that came out?
But then listen, when we all started to play in West End,
yeah,
it was already being played for a year in France.
But that's the same with Spanish music, though. That's the same. Like Spanish music is now coming.
Look now. You see like Ghana, Travis Scott doing music with Spanish artists.
But you see, like 2 years ago, 3 years ago in the West End, was Spanish in like were you playing Spanish music?
Nah.
That's what I'm saying. Like in the
and
last
I'm not gonna
2,
lie.
3 years,
I'm not gonna lie. I hated it. Because
same,
for me,
I hated it as well. To be honest,
for me, when I thought of Spanish music, I thought of like Daddy Yankee, Gasolina, and stuff like that. And for me, that was a no-go. Like,
that's still a tune.
But that's not what I was playing.
Yeah.
But then it's a bit the same that what happened with the hip hop. This sort of new wave came in with Bad Bunny and stuff. Like an artist like Bad Bunny, I love what he does. It's very interesting. So I guess that's why he just took off, because he went the Spanish music went under a different layer with the hip hop. Took like some trap beats and we've seen Spanish on him. So, but yeah, traveling also, like I listen a lot of Italian hip hop, and then I've got residencies like in Germany where I go and I DJ some German hip hop there, which is like crazy also there. So yeah, it just opens you. But then at the end of the day, most of the people wants to hear. It's nice to see how the English hip hop is known all over the world though. That's very interesting.
So going with your mic skills, do you ever get on a mic, or do you let Carter do you let Carter do all of that stuff?
Enough. Well, if there's Carter, even if there's a good if the DJ is good at the mic, if there's Carter, is going nowhere, because you can't beat Carter really. He's the best.
Would you ever want to start doing mic work?
I really, really want to try, because obviously it's hard for me because I'm not. Shush. That dog, man. I'm not English speaker. Hang on.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I'm not.
It looks like you're talking to a ghost, man.
It's dog, man.
You're talking to a ghost.
It's like I'm not like it's not my first language.
Yeah.
So I have, like anything, I have to, even though I speak pretty well now, it's quite hard. You have to think through what you're gonna say, and when you MC, you can't think through what you're gonna say, because you have to match like songs and all of that. So I need to. Also, I hate my voice. Like when I hear my voice, I want to get out of my body and punch myself in the face.
But it's a lot of work, in it, like to just try and love your voice and love how you're speaking and everything on the mic as well. It's a big thing.
Yeah,
it's
a
big talent.
But like, see, like Carter.
Yeah.
He's a natural. Like, it's not forcing. It was like that since the beginning. Because basically, when I took that first night, he was doing it with me. That's when we both started there. And so yeah, I'd like to like to get more on the mic. I need to work on that. I'll probably ask Carter to help me.
I think Carter's still in. Sorry, bro. I just got a call. Sorry. My
bro,
bad.
It's your connection, bro.
No, that's just it's not even my connection. I got a call. I had a call. Sorry.
Worse than Jojo.
No, JoJo's was worse. If anyone wants to watch that, it's on my IGTV. His was worse. But so who's been the biggest artist you've DJ'd for?
Biggest in terms of like numbers and all of that, of what I think is the biggest.
Yeah.
Well, Travis Scott probably, but yeah, I'll say Travis Scott and Drake really. because you can't really get bigger than this.
How do you ever like? Were you like nervous, or were you like, oh my god, that's Drake or
I
that's
do,
Travis right next to
I
me, or
do, I do a lot of artists like at Tape, obviously, and that's sort of like a partnership that we sort of agreed with Tape, like, because they know that I know how to handle all the situation that with
you
artists
gotta
like
be
that
humble about it?
most of the time, but because I was doing it before moving to London, obviously I was DJing in a club that was having big international guests,
Yeah,
and but most of the time it's very hard to deal with the entourage of
of the
artists,
artist. Yeah,
and it's like everything. Sometimes it's some artists are very good and adorable. Sometimes they're stupid. Like Travis Scott, when I did it in 2017, it was sick. Like it was like he was so humble. Came in the DJ booth, say hi, went to stage. But then I do it. You can ask Carter when we did it twice at Tape last year. It was horrific.
Wow, what happened?
Because the crowd, well, first, no, we did it. I mean, we did it twice as an artist. But
Yeah,
me, I had it one night. That was probably one of the biggest night we did. It was Young Thug,
mm.
but literally everyone came. When I say everyone, I was DJing, and the booth, like the box right behind me, it was Gunna,
Yeah,
Migos, three of them, Young Thug, Travis Scott, all on the same table.
mm.
That was the worst. It was one of the sickest night. Look, Carter's comment. It was one of the sickest night, but at the same time, like when it's like that, when there's all their entourage, when they all be like together like that, like I'm not gonna lie, like I'm not gonna say names or whatever, but so many of them like popping pills like one after the other, drinking lean and stuff. Like
It's not the
some,
right scene. It's not the right scene.
it's not. It's but then again, like
I
sometimes they
don't
are.
personally. I don't understand. I don't understand why they do that in like if they're like I don't know if they're in a club. I don't understand why you do that if you're gonna come to a country like that. You know it's not your home
Mm,
country and stuff like that. I'd try and be on my
but
best
like
behavior in that sense.
for example, recently we did when
Yeah.
Pop Smoke was there. He came twice at Tape. I did it twice. I did it once,
Yeah.
but when
Yeah.
he was alone, and once when he was with Sheck West. Honestly, the guy was
Hmm.
adorable. Him and his crew, they came through the club, say hello to everyone, like
Yeah.
adorable. So you
Do you
get
think that's because I don't know because it's still vice versa on it because I know there's a lot of DJs that said the younger artists are actually the worst to work with, but is it because like obviously you done it what with Travis 3-4 years ago compared to the one you did recently?
no. It's like
Do you think it's because they've made it better or like they've got bigger or
no. I think it's just. I mean, you have to think that it's when you get in the spotlight like they are. It's a weird. Well, we don't know what
mm,
sort of word it is, but it's a weird. It must be a weird word to live in. So you start getting this amount of money. If you're really young, it's very
yeah,
weird. So, but then after, for example, you can compare to like artists like I'd say Drake, for example.
yeah.
He himself is not dickhead at all, but obviously it's Drake.
That's because
So,
he can't be now though because he's got that following. He can't be.
but the guy is just like it's just so big
Yeah.
that he's just like the crew he comes with. It just makes the whole situation of the club super tense.
Mm,
Do you know what I mean? But again, he's not most of him and his friends are cool. Like a guy like Post Malone,
yeah.
when he released just his first album, I remember doing it at Cirque. The guy came in, he performed on stage. When he left the stage, I started DJing, and he came right in DJ booth with me. It was like cool. He was chatting, like it was very nice. And then I wasn't there when he came for the next time. It was I think it was Ike or something.
Mm,
But then his success went so big that when he came the time after,
yeah.
it was the same thing. He himself uh, is not being like rude or whatever. He's not having an attitude, but he's just so big that the security and the crews that's within just makes the whole situation tense. So that's
I
why
feel like the
that's why it's hard.
security think they're the ones running it. You get me? Like this I've seen some where I'm like the security or his friends think they're running the whole club or the whole night. You get me? Like it's they think they've got an attitude basically. Some of them.
the crowd, their friends, their entourage.
Yeah.
It's very very often the problem of all these artists.
Yeah.
Many of them is like the people that they come with that are nobodies really often. They're just their friend. They're just being dragged out all along their journeys really.
Yeah.
These are the people that got the most attitude, and that sort of tarnish their own image sometimes.
Yeah.
Which that's what happened with Travis Scott. But then, yeah, at the end of the day, like me, when I'm there, I'm there to do a job. So I mean, I don't really...
obviously, in a lot of these West End clubs, the DJ booth is in front of like the VIP table, right? Do you like that or do you not like that?
Yeah, I like it. I hate clubs when the DJ booth is like 3 meters high or up in the corner or whatever. Like old school club used to be like very high, like you some sort of god. Like I hate this.
Some sort of god.
Yeah, like some sort of weird, like you know what I mean, like you very very high or whatever. I don't like this because I like being like at the middle, that kind of boiler room stuff. I like because that's the best way to create an atmosphere. And the best example is look like I've got a couple of parties when shit starts to kick off inside a DJ booth with celebrities or something, and that just like spreads to the whole clubs really.
But going back to what we were talking about, so like about the whole kind of, you know, you're saying some of them spread champagne and all of this stuff, like
yeah, it's like I like the fact of like being at the middle of everyone, but then yeah, it's just like you have to sometimes you just got to tell people look like back it off a little bit. But overall it's quite fun. I would always prefer these than being very far from the crowd, always.
But do you not get a bit distracted or do you not care? Like do you just focus on a DJ?
Nah, you want like everyone's partying in their own bubble really. Everyone's with their friends and stuff. I don't really that. It's good. I like it because like for example like like circle tape, like I get my friends around. They come and say hello. It's cool. I like that. Yeah. I just don't like being like sort of like far like by yourself in a DJ booth like. And as I was saying, like often I did parties where shit started kicking off inside the DJ booth.
Yeah.
And then it's like an energy, you know. People sit here want to party like that, and it just the energy spreads all around. The only thing that is like sort of annoying is that when there's DJ guests, it's like I don't know what people are thinking, man.
I don't understand. I don't understand when people like try to come in the booth and then they've got drinks in their hand, right? And I'm like,
no, but like
this equipment
worse than this. Like I've seen people like ruining like 45 minutes of their night to just try and get in the DJ booth.
What's the point?
What's the point, fun, man? Just go and have fun, man. Just relax. Like, can't you see? There's already 25 people in DJ booth when you can fit 4. Yeah. And you are there like pushing, trying to get in. Like, relax, man. Just go and have a drink.
go chill.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's that's jarring, man. But
Carter knows. He said girls are the worst.
I'll never know this, but I guess it's the thing of being in the DJ booth thing. I don't know. I don't care. But
so
I do like.
So I did an interview with Scotty B like 3-4 weeks ago, and I asked him what's his biggest money pull up or tip for playing a song. His was £3,500 in Cirque. How have you ever got anything like that, or have you had any money pull ups?
No, yeah, I get tips often because obviously
what's your biggest tip?
I think it was like something like probably like £700 or £800.
That's decent.
But like spread on like a couple of like divide by like 3 or 4. Do you know what I mean? Like spread on like a couple of different requests or whatever.
Bro, but there's no really money. Everyone's in the wrong job. 3,500, man. Like he showed me the video, The guy's
Where in
stacking.
Dubai?
No, here. And the guy's stacking
What?
the money, 50 quid notes. He's stacking the money on the decks.
Okay, now. When was that though?
Huh?
When?
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 Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I have to
Yeah,
ask
that
him.
wasn't now. That wasn't in
It
the last
it
three
definitely
years.
wasn't. No, it definitely wasn't like in the last 2-3 years. But I
That
don't know
was
when.
probably like back in 2012, 2013. Yeah, easy, but there was now.
No one's got money like
But
that.
now, yeah, you got some, but it's different
They
now.
spend it on the
But
bottles.
I never really like had like money put up stuff. It's more of a like oh like here's the money, play this song or whatever.
Does Carter get tipped more than you?
I don't know. You have to
Carter,
tell
put it
him.
in the comments.
You have to tell him.
It was tape. It was tape. It was tape.
See, Carter knows then.
Mm,
Carter
he
knows.
knows.
He's on it. He's on it.
He knows. But
But yeah, no, it's
3,500, man, is mad.
that's different.
It's
But
mad.
you know, it's decent. But yeah, it's just that sometimes an annoying request. But it's to be honest, it happened to me of like refusing money
Mm,
a couple of times because
yeah.
if you got someone that comes at 1 a.m. with giving you like a £20 to play whatever song that will ruin the crowd, I'm like, listen, no, I ain't gonna do it. No, not the fact that or the money, but just more like.
Is there a way you would like to be approached by like people requesting?
I don't know. Couldn't tell really.
Just don't approach. Just don't
So,
approach me.
yeah. Unless it's big money, don't approach. No, I'm joking. But it's just like no. Sometimes you still need to know a bit like what time to do it. Like, don't come to me at peak time, ask me for a most random song.
Yeah.
Because you know it's gonna be a no, unless again it's big money, like Scotty V. But yeah.
So, would you want to be in a DJ agency or would you want to be independent?
Well, I'm sort of in an agency. I was more or less in an agency that now doesn't really do that much like DJing promotion and stuff that went on other things. But I sort of like manage myself through the West End because obviously I've been there enough. It's the same as like guys like Jojo and Charles and all of that. Like been there enough to know people and to sort of navigate through that by yourself. But no, I mean, yeah, I'd like to be with an agency for like probably for more international stuff.
Yeah.
Really, but then in London, there's no point really. But on the international, you know what I'd like to do that I'm not doing enough. That's probably something that I'm gonna look to do after this. It's more like try and do like fashion event.
Okay.
On the side, on more like as a day like job, and then after go to a club probably. But I never get booked for stuff like that. It's probably something that I'd like to because it'd be interesting even musically wise to DJ different.
Yeah.
There's some cool hip hop song that probably you wouldn't get the chance to play in a club, but would fit well on an event like that. That's probably something that I would like to do. But otherwise, yeah, probably an agency like for the international, which is always good to have.
So what's your kind of your plans after quarantine? Like, what's your first kind of steps? Like, obviously get back into the clubs, but what have you?
I got a lot of projects that are like not related to the music really. But musically wise, honestly I can't wait to go and party really, to go and DJ and party. That's definitely. Yeah. It's gonna be very interesting also to see the music, like who's gonna.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say as well. Like, how do you know what to play?
It's a bit of a risk. It's sort of like we just press the reset button a bit, like. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's sort of like you sort of play a bit what you want now. There's no rules really, because everything has gone through the window. So everyone lost their sort of skeleton of the party they used to do, because obviously so many music came out since March. So it's going to be very interesting. Also knowing that we're probably not going to play until, let's say, at the end of the year. that changes a lot of things. So yeah, I'm excited. I sort of like listening music and I'm like, this will pop, this will pop, or I'm like, oh, I will play this whether it's popping or not.
Mm.
But it's interesting. It's going to be
So I
very
said, are
interesting.
you free to mix everything you want in London?
Yeah, pretty much. But that again depends of who you are, and by who you are means like, but the way you've put yourself towards the clubs,
Yeah.
like, and the way you've like implanted yourself, like.
Mm.
When I go to DJ in clubs, they don't have to tell me, look, tonight there's this or that, you have to play this or that. Never.
Yeah.
So then it's a confidence stuff. Do you know what I mean? So they know that I'm not gonna fuck it up. So you can play pretty much wherever you want. I think it's more for me. What I'm being careful of is towards artists. So wherever artist comes in the club, you
Mm.
always have to know what not to play. Like it's always complicated for that, and it's a little bit more tricky probably with the London scene. Which rapper is not doesn't like this rapper, or
Yeah.
whatever.
So have you
It's not
ever had
something
to
that
lock off a tune
no.
because of artist beef or something like that?
No, but you know what? Something like that's the memory that I have is like I remember having like so I was DJing with YG
Yeah.
at Tape on a Tuesday, right?
Yeah.
But on the Monday night, the night before, I was at Cirque and all this crew was there.
Mm.
All this crew. And at that time the beef with 6ix9ine was very fresh. It wasn't
Yeah.
that big, you know. And I had this massive client that was doing bottle shows with 6ix9ine songs.
Yeah.
And I had the whole YG crew like walking around like to the DJ booth like saying, yo, like stop this. Like and I'm like I'm explaining to them, I'm like, yo, look, it's not me playing this, it's you know, they're doing a bottle show. He's like, I don't care, like cut this. I'm like and then like I had
You have
vision
to cut it.
which after I chat to him and he's actually a cool guy and he's actually amazing DJ. He's DJ Vision.
Yeah.
But they're like, you know, these people they're like they're into their stuff, you know, like they're like
Mm.
they're serious with that. They're not joking. That's what I'm saying. They're not like
Yeah.
so it was so weird because and after that I was texting the clothes. I look like stop this because this is gonna end up in a bad way, you know. And then
That's
the night
mad.
after that,
That's mad.
yeah, that wasn't scary. It was like whoa.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But otherwise, no. Otherwise, if you, I just gotta like, well, there's a question here.
Yeah. So do you think social media content plays a massive part in securing gigs and residencies?
Well,
Sean, Kidflo don't even post.
yes, it's yes and no, because again, as I said, when you asked me earlier, if the Western scene will have new DJs, the
Yeah.
Western scene have often new DJ, and they probably DJs are that probably have a lot of content and all of that, but at the end of the day, creating content is different than DJing in a club.
Yeah.
If you can be amazing at content, right?
But you can't DJ in a club or
And
work the
then
crowd.
you DJ in a club and it's sort of alright, but then arrive 1 o'clock and you've got request of bottle show left, right, and center. At the same time, there's dancers coming on. You got to play their show. Then you're gonna know what this guy wants. Then you're gonna read the crowd at the same time. It gets overwhelming very quick.
Yeah.
And so that's a different thing. But then I do think it's very important to have good content, which I haven't. Which I need. That's probably see you got asking the question, what are you gonna do after the lockdown? This is what
Yeah.
I'm gonna do. I need to sort out my content because it's rubbish.
I want to see it.
And
Okay, bro, this is what's
inexistent.
gonna happen. Yeah, the first club night back, I want to see a DJ video from you, like a video, like something, just something to post, bro.
I do post a lot of stuff, but it's more like stories.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, I don't have pure DJ content, like real DJ content. Even the videos that I have, when I did a video, I had a guy doing a video for me for ASAP Rocky or Pop Smoke. they're very different than your general DJ video. But that's
Yeah,
probably
but why don't you post it?
I post them. They're on my feed.
Is it? Oh shit.
Yeah,
My bad.
You
My bad.
haven't scrolled down. Scroll down, you see. But
Scroll down. I've
no,
probably
but like,
seen it. I've probably seen it.
but why do you want me to post right now? Do you know what I mean? Like, I haven't posted anything for like 3 months. But why am I gonna post? Like, it's just, like, do you know what I mean? If that's where the content game comes into it. If you got
Yeah.
good content, then yeah, you're cool. But again, I'm like, do you know what I mean? I don't know how to use Photoshop and stuff like that. So I need to like, it's probably like that'll be a new skills to learn.
Mm.
But yeah,
What's your take
content.
on like these clubs closing down in the West End as well? So like obviously Drama closed. Are they reopening? Or
Yeah,
are they okay?
I'm telling you, it's like it's a perpetual like rotation. The club will
Mm.
close, but it would reopen and do something else.
Yeah.
Because for so many reasons. Because also people always want to go out. So that's not something that, yeah, sometimes you get the odd one that will close properly,
Yeah.
but then often another one pops out a couple of months later somewhere else. But then you've got a very big like concentration of club that will never close really, or if they close, they will reopen as something
Mm.
else. But it's true, sometimes you have some that close, but often when they close, they don't close because they don't. I think a club that closed definitely in West End is because
Yeah.
something else is being built or the building is being destroyed or something like that. No, it's not because the club doesn't work. Because every single club, like Club at Tape, there was 2 other clubs before that there.
Mm.
So it's always been like it's a rotation. Then after it depends the way you make it. If you make it well, it works. If you don't, it won't.
Yeah. What was the hardest artist to work with in a DJ booth and to DJ for?
Oh, 100% Travis Scott. 100%.
What was hard about it? Like, was it just like the whole his entourage as
As I
well, and
said,
like,
yeah, his entourage is like, as I said to you, they're just nobodies, and so they're out there. They're like faffing around, like, oh, the DJ booth needs to be more on the left, or because basically the second night that we did right after the concert,
yeah,
it was like we changed the setup at Tape. We made a stage,
mm.
and they had it was their DJ booth there, and so they had like the DJ booth moved off like I'm not gonna lie, like 20 centimeters, like bro, like.
So 20 centimeters.
Like honestly, they moved it off like 1 inch like that. Like, what are you doing? Like, there's no point. You know what I mean? It's just like they're just there to like they're just trying to act like they're busy.
Mm. Like
But
there's something else to do
mm,
when everything's kind
mm,
of sorted.
yeah. But again, it's weird because the first time I did Travis Scott at Cirque, it was easy. It didn't even come with JSB, so I didn't have a DJ. I
Yeah,
DJed the songs. I love JSB. Like, I chat to him. It was adorable. Amazing DJ. Probably one of the DJs that I look up to the most.
mm.
But yeah, it's just that sometimes the entourage is just a pain, man. What else was odd? I don't know. A$AP Rocky was cool. No, then often it's like again, like I sort of know how to handle this situation. So I sort of manage it. I know how to manage it.
Yeah.
But yeah, sometimes a lot of and also a lot of artists go. It's just that depends what they're on the night. If they're
Mm.
fucked up, it's very
They're
hard to
definitely like they're
very hard.
definitely taking pills, whatever.
Sometimes it's very hard to handle just because sometimes they act like diva, sometimes they don't. It's a bit of a lottery, you know.
Does it get a bit
On,
overwhelming? Like when you like as you said before previously when you had like Gunner and all of them lot just doing a
nah.
madness behind you.
At the end of the day, I don't care. They're just like huge. I mean, like they're human, so
Mm.
like, and I don't really care. I don't really get like what do you say, starstruck?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really get starstruck. Like even like because it depends. Like if they come like on the vibe, like sort of they're like not bothered about anything, not calculating anyone, then you just
Yeah.
do the same.
Yeah.
And then if someone like Jamie Foxx come and is super nice, then you just follow this. You just be super nice. And
Mm.
that night really proves like the way if an artist and his entourage are nice, it will just make the night way much better.
Yeah.
But
It's literally
sometimes
what we were saying before, just like the entourage think they're just someone.
it's just like, but it does make a big difference when you got an artist that comes. When Pop Smoke was there,
Yeah.
all his crew is nice, so that makes all the security feeling a bit more relaxed. That makes all the people around it feel more relaxed, and that makes the general mood of the club nicer. So and that's sad. That sometimes I don't know why they just always want to arrive at the club pissed off. Like some people are always pissed. They come in the club pissed. I'm like, don't go out, man.
I said, don't go out.
Yeah, pissed off, like angry,
God.
like you paid, chill out. You're not gonna stay long. Gonna stay an hour or two.
Yeah.
Get your money and leave, you know. But yeah, and then after you got some artists that are adorable. I remember like Juice WRLD was so nice. Like Trippie Redd was very nice. ASAP Ferg. Like sometimes you got artists that are not even booked and they come to see you. They come at the club and come to see you. Like that's amazing.
Yeah.
When this happened, that's amazing. Yeah, and the best when I did French Montana at Cirque, that was probably one of the biggest night I've ever done. Yeah, that's probably one of the biggest because he came out with Baka.
Yeah.
And DJ Carnage, but
yeah,
French Montana was like, nah, I'm not performing on stage. I'm performing in a DJ booth. And I was like, oh god, DJ booth is tiny, like small.
It's so like, that DJ booth is tiny.
Like you fit like 4 people in it.
Yeah,
bro, we were 20 in there. On top of each other. I'll send you the videos. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, send me that video. I want to see that, man.
But the fact is, like, I'm DJing. I'm squashed against the DJ booth, and like French Montana is there on me. I've got security guys are pushing. There's Baka. There's Carnage, and then the fact is, like, French Montana is performing his song. He finishes. Give the mic to Baka.
Yeah.
I play Baka. Live Up to My Name. That goes mental. And then Carnage comes on.
Yeah.
I play his big tune and the crowd was like, and that's the example where the whole DJ booth was like a mosh pit. And so
do you like that?
But I came out, I had bruises and stuff.
What's that, a bruise?
It was ridiculous. Everything was broken. But the atmosphere that you got from that, the vibe that you got coming back from this, that's amazing, and that's why, like, when you go a DJ booth at the middle and you get the party going, the vibe that you get from this is insane. That was a good party, and that was crazy. If you scroll down, you see the video.
I'm gonna do that. Where would you like to DJ? Which countries after quarantine? What's your kind of achievements you want to do?
I'd love to go to DJ more in New York, definitely.
Okay. Cheers.
That wasn't planned. That's mad.
That wasn't even planned either.
That's crazy.
Bro. We're brothers.
Yeah, I'd say New York because I love the New York scene. So I love this. Probably outside of London, it's probably my favorite city in the world. Probably the only regret.
I feel like New York is basically like London, though.
Yeah, no, it's very similar.
Yeah,
it's very similar. But I just love that, and I think that's probably the only regret that I have, like in my life, is that, like, I should have moved to London earlier. Should have left my house before, and if I would moved to London before, like 2 years before, I think in between my time in London, I will probably move a year or so in New York, because it's a city that I really, really like on so many aspects, and so many like things of the city that I really love. But yeah, I think I'll probably say New York. I actually never did Dubai, so probably Dubai.
Bro, how can you? I thought, like, after all of this, I would have thought Dubai. You would have done.
No,
you know.
well, do you know what? I don't have that many contacts in international DJing. That's what I'm saying. I don't have, like, I travel a little bit, but.
So you wanna? So that's kind of the main aim for you, is just get those more international stuff.
Yes, I wouldn't call it a main aim. I'd say that it's like, yeah, I'd like to do it. but I'm happy with my London because
Would you want to
I
start
done
production?
I done traveling and like it's hardcore. Like when you travel non-stop,
Yeah.
it fucks you up a bit. Like so, sometimes it's nice to just be at the same place and join it there. Production, well, I'm again, as we were saying, I've never been to like any like school engineering school or engineering school or whatever.
Yeah.
So, um, like the first time I've opened Ableton Live, I was like, dude, what's this? Like, I was like, I had no clue of what was going on.
G2
So,
Patrick should get us USA gigs.
oh shit, Patrick's there. G2. Jeez. Live-based crew.
Yeah, Patrick.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah. I'm part of this now. Yeah.
Hang on.
What are you doing? Screenshotting it.
No. Um, so yeah, I'm working on it, but I don't feel like it's like I don't think it's something that I would do as like a
Yeah.
main goal. Like I'll
Mm.
probably do it for fun, but I don't like I haven't put myself this goal of doing that's it. That's what I need to do in production. I do it.
Yeah.
Like I like do a couple of edits or whatever, but it's nothing that get put out. Or, it's just like I don't have the level of it. Like I need to
Mm.
work more on it. But yeah, just like I'm more of a like DJ really. But no, it's important. I respect people that do a lot of production and stuff. It's just like me, I never had the knowledge of it, so it's quite when you don't, when
Yeah.
you really don't know what you're doing, it's like it takes a lot of time basically. It takes a lot of time.
What genre do you
So
prefer DJing to in the clubs, and then prefer listening to?
um, well, no, in the clubs, like 90% of my sets are hip hop. I rarely like the only place I play house still is Mad Dogs on a Saturday,
Yeah.
which I do my house warm up, but then mostly gets into the hip hop. But then I really enjoy playing Afrobeat now, and I really enjoy it.
Mm.
But at home I listen totally different music. I will never go home and listen while DJing club.
Yeah.
While I listen is way more chill. Like I love like Frank Ocean, Daniel Caesar, like artists like that. That's
So
more
your
my
your
house.
your music taste is massive then.
I've I've lost the hunting like a lot of music, so I was really onto it. Like I remember like before moving to London, and then
Yeah.
I was back home DJing like for like this place that where people were way older than me,
Mm.
and I was still going at school, so I was like going to school and going back home, and then instead of doing my shit for school, I was like looking for music, but like for hours,
Yeah.
and that really helped like improve my musical knowledge. But I guess it's like musical knowledge is like it's like anything in life. It's not like it's never you never have it forever. It's just like if you stop doing it, you lose it like anything like learning a language or whatever.
Mm.
So and I think the fact of being in West End is quite in terms of music selection. It's a bit more. I'll say it's a bit more easier
Yeah.
because you pretty much know what you're gonna play or what you need to look for. It's sort of like stopped me a little bit. But right now, I've started back to just really digging a lot of stuff. That's why I'm gonna do like I think the next thing I'm gonna put out, which is a massive event for me to put out a mix. Is
I was gonna I was gonna
I've
ask
prepared
like
like
when's the mix coming out?
bro. I'm not gonna give you a day because
I said
I'm not
you
gonna
gotta give me a
expect
day,
this
man.
and no
Okay,
way. So
by the end of the year. By the end of the year.
if I'm not bothered, I'm just gonna put like a Spotify playlist. So
I said Spotify
uh,
playlist.
but yeah, I've prepared like a list of like song which is like cool chill song that I
Yeah.
really listen at the moment and that only like London artists. So that's what I'm gonna do. And then different stuff. But as I said to you at the beginning of the other video, is that I can't just plug stuff and then start playing big club tune because I won't feel it. Like I
Mm.
won't feel it at all. So what's the point? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, just better of putting your headphones on, play from
Yeah.
Spotify. That's it. You know what I mean? Like, cause I'm not gonna play what's on the big hip hop playlist on Spotify. What's the difference? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
What's
definitely.
the
What's your kind of take on like how they run the West End clubs? So guest list, tables, girls. If you're only on the like, if you're a guy, you have to be on a guest list at the right time and blah blah blah. Like,
it's
do you not care about it, or do you think it's a bit bad, or do you think they should change it?
I wouldn't say I don't care about it because even me sometimes it's sort of putting me in bad positions.
Yeah,
But the only thing I can say is that it's it's hard to speak about it when you're not in the position of a club owner,
yeah,
really and truly, because you don't know why a club owner have to deal with, whether it's with the police, whether it's with the council, so many things that they have to deal with. So I can't I'm not qualified enough to speak about. I know how clubs work in terms of how to make shit work in a club,
mm.
but this
Do you
side of
think it
it,
should be more free in that set, like freer, like in sense that okay, there should be a guest list, but it's not where other clubs where okay, we're only allowing 50 guys in. You get me?
sometimes it should be more free. In a more general note, it should.
Yeah,
But then again, and that's the discussion because I've me I have like a DJ, but I've got my own company in London, which is like I do the DJ underneath, but it's also like a music and event like
hmm,
nightclub and event like consulting.
yeah,
So I can do consulting for nightclubs and stuff. And can you hear me?
yeah. I can hear
Well, I think this one's turned off. Hang on.
you.
So and I discuss often about this with clubs, you know. But the problem is the owners have to deal with so many other things
Yeah,
that is it gets very complicated, and the guest list is always like, I mean, at the end of the day, it, on when you go nights like when there's big artists, I've got people messaging me on my Instagram like that never talked to me in my life, and they're like, oh, can you get me in?
that's
Like,
standard, right? That's standard.
I'm like, bro, like, even if I wanted to get some of my family in, I couldn't. Like,
Mm.
this is how busy it is. Because at one point, if everything gets booked, all the table gets booked, and they say, right, we've got X amount of table, and every table is booked with 10 people, then the numbers go up very quickly, you know?
So
So
how does it work with your kind of guest list as a DJ? Like, do you get a guest list, or is it just if the night is not too busy, then they're like, okay, cool, you can bring some people, or is it not like
I've
that?
never, I've never been that DJ that brings up a massive squad
Yeah.
at the club. Never. Uh, like, my girlfriend doesn't go out anymore. Like, it's just like we don't like. So if sometimes I've got the odd couple of friends that comes, which works. But even then, I have to tell them, look, come at this time. Like, even me being DJ, I can't just have text the door and be right. I've got 10 guys coming at
Yeah.
one and a half, because even if I'm a DJ, it's gonna be a no. Do you know what I mean? Unless we're
Mm.
spending a lot of money. But this is how clubs are. Like, if
Yeah.
people that say, "Oh, it shouldn't be like that," it's unfair. But then if it was your club,
If it was your club, you want to run. Yeah, you want to get the most money out you can get.
that you got X amount of money to pay, X amount of money to make,
Mm.
then you will operate it in a way you make the most money.
Okay, so with that, I totally agree. But what I don't agree with is the bouncers acting like they run the place. That's what I don't agree with.
Bro,
So
listen,
like, I don't care if the club's got to make 30K, make your 30K. I don't care. I'm not even trying to like I don't have 30K, so I don't really care, you know. But like, if it's the bouncers who think they run the whole clubbing event and the whole night, and then they start running up the door money because they see a queue. That's what I don't like.
there's
Because this
bouncers
happened to
that
me. I went to Rain, bro. I went to Rain in January, and the promoter told me to be there at 11:30. I got there at 11:35, right? 5 minutes late. Got there. Promoter's like, bro, the bouncers are asking for 150 quid per person. No way I'm not spending 150 quid per person.
that's bad, but that's like more. It's like internal problem that clubs should be dealing with their own
Yeah.
staff, really. But then that's like that probably goes even like I would say like there's probably stuff that happens even inside the club. Like probably like security people that will get paid, but then that's like at the end of the day, it's like that people could say the same thing about me accepting a tip to DJ a song.
Yeah.
When at the beginning I'm here to just play music. So so these are more internal problem, but in general, it's the story of the West End club door that is hard. It's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
It's militant. Literally,
it's very hard. That bro, when I moved here, I was booked as a DJ. I got turned off at the door. Bro, I'm the DJ. I had to explain to me. I had to explain that. Do you know what I mean? It's like,
and that's what I don't understand as well. Like bouncers telling the DJ's booked, and the bouncers saying you can't come in. Like there's too many people, but they were booked to DJ.
But it's at the end of the day, it's like for the guest list problem and all of that, the boys and girls and stuff like that, it's a very tricky stuff, and like I've seen it. I've just seen it from far, really. I've seen it from what owners and stuff say without really getting deep into it. But it does seem very hard for them to. You have to think about this, and what people don't do often is that if it was your club, then you would there's a lot of chance that you will run it the same way.
Yeah.
So it's a very touchy subject. It's true that those are hard, but then at the end of the day,
that's what happens. That's what happens basically.
Yeah, it's like basically it's like any way you turn it, it looks bad really. But then at the end of the day, it's just like there's not that many other way. Like,
no, I mean once you actually get in, then it's good. Like once you get in, then it's good. Like, but it's true. The queuing and it's the arguing and all of that.
I've argued like I don't even count how many times I've texted people from clubs saying like, tell your dog to be a bit more nice.
Yeah.
Like to be less like hard, but it's just like again, it's a lottery. Sometimes they'll be alright, sometimes they'll be pissed. But even me being DJ, sometimes I gotta tell friends, look, like this is hard. Come very early or come with me. Like it gets tricky, but then it's always been like that. I haven't known it a different way. I haven't seen it turn like that. Like bro, when I wasn't living in London, I was like, when I was coming once a month, do you know how many times I go like say no at Cirque or places like that? I had trainers on.
Yeah, don't even get me started with the whole dress code situation. Don't even get me started with the dress code.
For me, that's something that should evolve because that is something that's changed. For me now, the odd one is the guy that goes in a club with loafers and a shirt. It's more odd than a guy who goes with a hoodie and a pair of trainers.
Yeah.
Really and truly, if you think about it.
I really don't want to wear £600 shoes on my feet in a club. Like I'd rather wear like Asics.
It's not even like it's like the whole spirit of it. The whole spirit of saying like oh, you should be in a shirt in a club. Like
the worst that the other side of this as well is when the girls get turned down. That's the other side of the whole problem as well. Like when I've seen promoters look a girl up and down and said you're not getting in. This is what I'm saying. Yeah, it's like
it's horrible.
I enjoy, like I don't get me wrong. Like London clubbing, I enjoy, right? Like DJing must be sick to DJ there, but these side of things is just mad.
It definitely definitely is, but then at the same time, like it's one of the most tricky stuff in Western clubs is the doors. We all know this.
Yeah.
But you can't. It's very hard to like people that judge it straight away, like oh this is not acceptable. It are people that don't put themselves in like not the door people shoes, but the people that own the club, which are often cool person.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, if you got to make a club work, like you got to try and make it work the best way, you know.
Definitely.
And yeah, there is methods that weird. I don't know what term I could use, but
So I gave up on going out.
honestly,
It gets to a point where you're like, do we even go out? You know, you get me?
yeah,
Like,
I would totally understand that,
yeah.
100%. Uh,
Like I've seen DJs like yourself as well, like DJ in West End or and stuff like that. Like even Scotty B was saying like, bro, I never go clubbing there. Like it's just it's such a hassle.
it's very
It's just,
rare, very rare. If I was DJing like one night a week, yeah, I probably go out sometimes. But if you are in the West End, like I do 4 or 5 nights a week, then the rest of the time I don't really want to go out.
you don't even want to.
Really
You
and
don't
truly.
even want to see a club. You don't even want to hear the
Yeah.
same music, man.
So it's like, but it's true. I do understand. And then different clubs have different doors, and then when
Yeah.
you go, the customers are like, oh, I don't go to X club because their door is like that, and I don't like that person, and vice versa. You said some customers are, oh, I don't go to this club, but I go to that one. Like, so
Don't even want to leave your bed.
You don't even imagine.
Trust me.
Hella Deliveroo.
You've had that before, right? Where you're like, them like really cold Decembers, yeah, and like you're DJing and you're just it's warm in your home and you're just you're just chilling.
Bro, it's the worst. But then once you get there, you have fun, so it's fine.
Yeah, definitely.
But the worst are like the nights of, like, as I said to you, like when you got big artists, like, you know the night we did with Shake West and Pop Smoke?
Yeah.
Bro, I think I turned on my phone at 5 o'clock. Turn it off, airplane mode, throw the corner of the room. It was that people that, you know, the request. I don't have that many followers. I've got like 3,000, 4,000 followers.
Yeah.
My request, I had 100 requests. And it went from 20 to 100 in a day.
Yeah.
I was like, what the hell? Like, people that I never spoke to, like, oh, get me in. Okay.
So get me in. See, like, I wouldn't even ask you that. I'd know you'd take me anyway, innit?
Like, of course. No, but like, oh, get me in. Like, someone that you click on their profile, it's private and stuff. Never seen them before in my life. Like, what did they expect? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, is that how it works?
You just gotta block them, innit? You just gotta block. It's like, you know. Has that ever like have you had to change like your circle of friends because of this, or have they all kind of stayed the same? Have they all been cool with it because you're hanging out with all these artists and everything?
Because most of my friends here are like working in a nice scene, really.
Okay.
Good amount of my friends are working in a nice scene in London, so no, I never really had that. Never really had that. I'm cool with everyone. Everyone knows what I do, so like most of the people that all my friends know that they're not stupid. Like they would never say
yeah,
like that. So
definitely.
They know what's going on. They know what's going down when it's a night like that. That if I tell them come with me because you can't wait at the door, they will come with me or they will not come. But no, you don't. Like I never had them. I made a lot of friends in London clubs. A lot of friends, because nightclubs are amazing to make friends because I just find it like that. But no, never really had that. Never argued by anyone about door or whatever. If you argue with someone,
if you argue with something on the door, they ain't letting you in. Basically, I've learned that the hard way.
No, it's just like it's not even that. It's like if someone gets an attitude with me because I didn't get them in when there was this celebrity or this rapper and stuff, and like, what do you want me to do? Like, I'm working. I'm not like going there. Like, I'm having fun, but at the same time, I'm working. Like,
definitely. But bro, like, I really appreciate this talk. It's been good, man. I'm gonna take a quick break before Charles comes on.
It was sick. What time you got Charles on? 5.
5, yeah.
This is gonna be sick.
Bro, like, thank you. I really appreciate your time, though. It's been a very, very
thank you. It was sick. Honestly, like, what you do is sick, and I really enjoyed watching all of them. So
thank you, bro. Cool, we'll keep in touch, and then definitely.
100%.
When we're out, I'll definitely come and see you as well. I need to come see you, DJ. I'm definitely gonna come.
Cool. Yeah. When all of this starts back, like, you come with me, man.
Thank you, bro. Like, really appreciate it.
Cool,
hope you're safe, though. Hope you and your family are good.
Yeah, all good, man. All good.
Love,
Thank you very
bro.
much.
Take care, yeah?
Take
See
care.
you.
Take care. Bye. Bye. Bye.